Hey guys, what's going on? I haven't done a Facebook Live in forever, but I am post-workout, like looking like crazy, and decided that I was gonna make some homemade perfume tonight, which usually takes me like 5 minutes. But I figured I would show you guys, whether you are live or on the replay, whatever, because I know that it's fun and it's probably something you've never seen. So let me just walk you through what I do, and if you guys have questions, you can ask, and then at the end I'll tell you guys why I actually make my own perfume, because it's super, super easy. Hey guys, so vodka, essential in your perfume. Let me talk to you as I'm doing this. So I love making my own perfume because store-bought perfumes have a ton of crap in them. And by crap, I mean a lot of synthetic fragrances, which you're like, duh, it's perfume. It is synthetic fragrance. Well, yes, not all fragrances are synthetic, and I'm going to show you that I use natural fragrances, but synthetic fragrances really bother me. And a couple years ago, I was diagnosed with a thyroid disorder and had a lot of fatigue and energy issues and acne and all sorts of crazy, like weird symptoms. And digging into it a little bit more, I realized that I'm actually not drinking this vodka. I'm using it here, although I could probably use a drink tonight. It's been a long day. But I realized after a lot of testing and a lot of going to my doctors and things like that, that things that were bothering me were basically hormone disruptors. I had a lot of hormone issues. And so I started doing digging and research into what was possibly disrupting my hormones. And synthetic fragrances kept coming up over and over and over again. And so super easy, got rid of all the synthetic fragrances in my life. So in my whole house, like you can't find anything with fragrance on the label, right? It's all natural with essential oils. So one of the things that of course I didn't know how to do was replace my perfume. And quite honestly, I figured that I don't know, I just had this idea of like it would be hippie perfume or something crazy, like it wouldn't smell good. It smells amazing, and I love it way more than any of the expensive perfumes that I used to buy. So I'm gonna show you guys how I make it and talk to you a little bit in the meantime. So I am a junkie for perfume bottles. So this one I just bought. I've never tried this one before, but how cute is that, right? I don't know if you can see that very well. And then I bought my husband a black one that is the same, and I'll probably tomorrow night make him some. And then I have all these like cute boho perfume bottles too. Anyways, hi Christina, hello, miss you. So yeah, like it's so easy to make. I'm gonna show you guys, it's gonna be mind blowing. So the key, you can either use witch hazel or vodka, and I don't really have any witch hazel around the house, so Tito's it is. So I poured some into a little shot glass, and let's see if I can, yeah, exactly. Essential oils by themselves are amazing, and I do use those every day. Let's see if I can do this on camera without spilling. Nope, not really, I'm spilling, but that's okay. Okay, so a little bit of vodka. I'm just spilling on my desk. Not that big of a deal. Let's see. I figured that would happen. Live guys, live video. Okay, so this is a 1 ounce bottle. So I'm just putting a little bit of vodka in that. And why I am doing that is because vodka will help. I'm gonna fill the rest of this up with essential oils and distilled water. You can use just like tap water really if you want to. I just prefer to use a filtered water. And so the vodka is gonna help two things. It's gonna help the oils disperse in the water better, and it's actually also gonna help the oils stick to your skin a little bit more. Like the vodka will evaporate. Your skin isn't really gonna soak in the vodka or anything like that. So that's it. You put that, like just a little bit. You might use a recipe or something crazy. I don't. I just kind of eyeball it and put a little bit in the bottom. And then I'm going to start putting essential oils in them. And so the key is do something that smells good. There's lots of like recipes. I have tons and tons of recipes. I actually picked one tonight that I've never used. And I'll show you guys. It's this cute little book. There's like fingerprints on it, but it's this cute little book about like high-end perfume recipes that you can use with essential oils. So I picked one that I've never used, so we'll see. So it's 10 drops of frankincense. 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, this is the boring part where I just count on video here. I'll try to go quickly. 1 drop of neroli, which frankincense comes from the resin of a tree that is grown in the Middle East, specifically in Oman, which is really cool. They scrape the resin and then they distill it down into an oil, which is really cool. Neroli, which is an oil that comes from the blossoms of an orange tree. bergamot. This one smells so good. I wish you guys could smell this. All right, so 11 drops of this. 3, 4, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. This recipe is actually a little bit more complicated than the ones that I make up myself. Usually I just pick like 3 things that I like and I throw it in there and I don't really measure it, but I'm trying this recipe out, so should be fun. It's supposed to be like kind of a sexier perfume. Black pepper, so we'll see. This is gonna give it a little bit of spice. So we'll do 1 drop of that, otherwise it's gonna be too much. Oops. Well, we did 2 by accident. Oh well. This is also how I cook. I just throw stuff in a pot. Literally, I don't ever measure. So this is a rarity that I'm even using a guideline. 3 drops of geranium, which I'm sure you guys all know what geranium flowers are, right? Let's see. 1, 2, 3. The cool thing about essential oils is they're all different viscosity because they're they're natural, right? They're from plants or barks or leaves or something like that. So they all have different viscosities. So some of them like come gushing out and some of them take a little bit longer because they're thicker. Just 1 drop of lavender, which is just like a classic, amazing, amazing essential oil. Okay, there. And then 1 of basil. So excited. That's actually why I picked this recipe, because I thought the addition of a little bit of basil might be really, really sexy. Yummy. Okay, let's see if I can do this without it gushing out. And 1. Perfect. Okay, so that's it. So super simple. I'm gonna shake this up and give it just a little twirl. I haven't put the water in. I'll go do that downstairs in my kitchen. But that's it. That is like, you know what? It took me maybe 2 minutes to do that. Really, really easy. So I'll kind of swirl this around a little bit. And let's see. This is a really, really, really concentrated one because I haven't put the oils in, the water in so far. Ooh, that smells so good. Okay, so there you go. I will fill the rest up with distilled water. What's really cool, a couple things that you might not know. So a lot of synthetic fragrances contain crazy, crazy, crazy hormone disruptors. So again, if you're buying, like let me make an analogy. A lot of us spend time and money picking organic produce and things like that out because we know that chemicals sprayed on our food that we ingest are not a good thing, right? A terrible idea. But a lot of us don't like stop to think about the fact that there are lots of chemicals in the things that we use every day in our makeup, in our skincare, in our perfumes or colognes or deodorants or, you know, all that kind of stuff. And unfortunately, we like to think of our skin as a barrier, but quite frankly, it's not really a barrier. It's more like a sponge. So anything that you're gonna put on your skin, for the most part, is gonna soak into your skin, definitely fragrance. And that includes synthetic fragrance. And so the problem, like I was talking about in the beginning of the video, that I personally found and what drove me to actually make my own perfume and get rid of synthetic fragrance in my house is that those synthetic fragrance molecules are really, really harmful for the most part. And did you know the FDA here in the United States, and it's mostly the same in Canada and a lot of the EU countries, they don't regulate what you put. You can put anything in a lotion or a perfume or anything like that and not disclose it. And the way you get away with that is by calling it fragrance or parfum or something like that. And so the crazy thing is I could put gasoline, I could put formaldehyde, which is legit. People actually do that. All sorts of terrible synthetic chemicals in perfumes and then just label it fragrance, and the FDA does not make you disclose that. And so that kind of stuff, when we put it on our skin, it soaks into our skin, and what it does is it actually blocks your body's ability to receive and send hormone signals appropriately. Well, what does that do, right? That causes massive, massive issues. So your hormones rule everything. Your hormones run the signals that go throughout your body. So they control your mood, your metabolism, your hair, your sleep, your skin, all your body functions, your organs, everything, right? So if you're messing with your hormones, it's no wonder that we get things like fatigue or skin issues or, God forbid, infertility or reproductive issues, or even worse, cancer or things like that. So when I was going through fatigue issues and hormone issues, cut out fragrance in everything. And I thought that would be super difficult. I thought that I was going to have to go to again, all this hippie stuff. But it ended up actually being really easy because I just found a bunch of essential oils and was able to replace pretty much everything in one online store, which is awesome. But anyways, so I don't know if you guys have any questions about that. I'm hanging out and you guys are on, so I might as well answer some if you have some. But I just figured that that would be interesting. Like, how cute is this? You can make them in, I don't know, what was that, 2 minutes? And you can give them as gifts, like Mother's Day. I do this kind of stuff all the time for friends, send these in the mail. It is a great, great, great thing to do. And it's super affordable and it costs a fraction of, you know, whatever you're paying for a perfume or a cologne in the store. So that's that. Also, I know I always get a lot of questions about the quality of essential oils. In fact, I was just helping 2 different ladies with this week. So let me talk about this for a quick second. How many of you guys, either live or if you're watching on the replay, have ever bought an essential oil at like Target or TJ Maxx or the clearance rack at HomeSense or something like that, right? That's actually how I started buying essential oils. I was like, oh, I've heard a lot of, you know, like about these. I'm really curious about these. Let me grab some. It's $2.99 for a pack of 7. Like, how much fun? Well, the problem with that is that when you find essential oils or what are labeled as essential oils at those kind of places, they're 100% not what they claim to be. They are just not. And the reason why we know that is because it takes actually a lot of time and care and love to grow the plants or the trees, right, that end up in these bottles. So if you think about it, the time that it would take to actually grow or care for a plant, then harvest that without harmful chemicals, without pesticides, right? Because if we're putting pesticides on that and it's ending up in a bottle and ending up on our skin, that's the same danger as synthetic fragrances. So we don't want that. But the care that you would put towards growing a boswellia tree or an orange tree and actually harvesting either the fruit or the blossoms or the bark or the sap or something like that, then taking that and distilling it appropriately and then getting a little yield from a big tree, right? Because it takes a lot of product to make a tiny little bottle. And then doing that in a quality manner and getting it into a bottle and then shipping it to your door. Like, there's no way, you just know from the price that those oils at TJ Maxx or HomeSense or Target or whatever are just not what they claim to be, because there's no way. And you can also tell because if you get a bottle of actual legitimate essential oil and you smell them side by side, one smells like an air freshener and one smells like the actual plant. Like, you can absolutely tell. But the biggest thing for me is that a lot of people will look to essential oils from those types of places or like Amazon or even Whole Foods. None of those are actually what they claim to be. And so they'll try them and they'll go, oh, well, they didn't work for me. And then all of a sudden they think that essential oils are just kind of hype or like not worth it or a waste of money or something like that, when really, unfortunately, they didn't actually get a real essential oil, or they got a watered down version, or they got something that was grown with pesticides or who knows what. There's only one company that I know of that actually owns their own farms, and that's the company that I use. And so it's really important to me that I know where the trees are that actually produce the oil in this bottle. Like, how cool is that, right? It's like the essential oil version of farm to table, but on a massive scale. So you can really, really get to know, like, I know that the lavender that came in this bottle either came from a farm that I've personally been to twice in Utah or another one in France that is on my list to go visit. And I know that that's where that came from, without a doubt. And you can go, even if you're a customer or not, you can go visit those farms, which is really cool. So ultimately, you know that what you're getting in this bottle is the highest quality. And the reason why you want that is because you want to actually support your body and have a positive impact on your health, instead of taking a chance on something that was like, who knows what chemical that came from like China or India, shipped overseas, synthetic fragrance to smell like an oil, and then bottled and shipped to you for super cheap. So if you've tried a TJ Maxx oil or a Target oil or something and not been impressed, then A, for effort, right? Good for you for trying it, but there's probably a reason why you weren't super impressed. Kathy says, what about deodorants? Are there essential oil deodorants? So there are, absolutely, and there's a lot of easy ways that you can make your own too. If you message me, I can share with you the one that I like to use. I've tried quite a few. Yeah, absolutely. You can absolutely get that. And, you know, so, I'm sorry, I said Kathy. Kelly, forgive me. My ring light is super bright. Kelly, yeah, so deodorants have gotten a lot of press, rightfully so. recently because we know that there are things like aluminum in most deodorants. And so a lot of times you'll see like natural deodorant, but then when you flip the package over of the deodorant, it still has synthetic fragrance in it. Okay, so we got rid of the aluminum, so that's a good thing. Again, A for effort, but we've also replaced it or not taken out the synthetic fragrance, which is also a hormone disruptor just like aluminum is. So unfortunately, it's one of those things where a lot of times people feel defeated and they feel like, well, this is too much to deal with, and I'm just like okay with having some of this stuff in my product because I don't know how to remove it all easily without like reading all the labels. Because look, I don't have time. I got a full-time job, a side job, hobbies, a husband, a dog, all that kind of stuff, right? All you guys do too. We don't have time to sit there and read every label of every single thing that we have. I don't know about you, but I don't. That's actually how I started. And I quickly realized that it was too overwhelming. And then companies will change the names of chemicals anyway to kind of deceive you, which sucks. And so even if you think you know what it is, like you'll Google something and no one will have information on it. So what I ended up finding is an essential oil company that you can buy essential oils from, but then also uses those essential oils in like a line of everything. So it's got cleaning products, makeup, personal care products, so like toothpaste and mouthwash and deodorant and things like that. And they've done the work to create products that are super healthy that don't have any kind of hormone disruptors in it, that are all really, really good ingredients. So now I don't have to worry about the research. I just go click and I buy all that stuff from one store online, and it gets shipped to my house every month, and then I don't worry about it. But I do still like to make my own cologne and perfume because it's fun. So great question though. Do you guys have any more questions? Has anyone ever tried their own perfume? I would love to hear what your favorite recipes are. One of my favorite ones, just a super simple one, is frankincense, lavender, and lemon. That's a great one. You can also use, I was talking about this the other day, I think actually in a live. Right now it's spring and there's a lot of people who are struggling with seasonal like issues with allergies and pollen and all that kind of stuff. And so lavender, lemon, and peppermint is a classic combo that when you're using a good quality essential oil like these, where you know you're actually getting what you're supposed to be getting, that actually has a great, it just helps my head, helps my sinuses. Otherwise I wake up like all puffy and nasty. So these little oils are really powerful. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed watching me make my little perfume. If you missed it, you can go back and watch the beginning. It only took like 2 minutes. I'm gonna go downstairs and fill this up with my distilled water and enjoy my lovely perfume tomorrow. So if you guys are all curious about grabbing your own essential oils, by all means, let me know. I can let you know where I get mine, and I can share a whole slew of recipes with you. Typically when people get started, we have an amazing kit that has like 12 oils and a big diffuser with it. So you kind of get all the basics, and then I give you guys a huge packet of information, which is so much fun. And we have an educational group too, where there are so many recipes like this. And then of course you can make your own too. So it's a lot of fun to start with. Carla says, I just used lavender, lemon, and peppermint for my allergies like 20 seconds ago. Yeah, it's so good, right? So good. Oh my God, Kelly, yes. I used to live in San Antonio. I know that like the Houston area is really, really bad right now, but I used to live in San Antonio and I totally understand how bad springtime is in Texas. I would come back from runs. I lived there when I was like training for marathons, and I would come back and there would be like a yellow film all over me and I would just hack in the shower. So I totally get it. It's pretty crazy. Kelly, where are you in Texas? I have lots of friends and relatives there. It's also where my husband is convinced that we will end up one day. So we'll see. We'll see. But I did not know that DC is also pretty terrible for allergies. I did not know that at all until I moved here and figured it out for myself. And I woke up and it looked like Mike Tyson like had a round with my face, like swollen, crazy, itchy, all that kind of stuff. So I actually, I did a video, it was Instagram stories yesterday actually, where I shared what I use for natural allergy stuff. All right guys, I'll hang out. I love it. There's so many people on. Oh, you're in Dallas. Awesome. I love it. Dallas is so much fun. So much fun. All right, guys, again, if you want any recipes or you're curious about grabbing your own, starter kit of essential oils, I'd be happy to help you guys. Otherwise, I'm going to go fill up this perfume and call it a night. So I will talk to you guys later. Have a good night. Bye.